Your Olympic hero has arrived. It's true, it's true.
You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to another DVD collection update. To start off with today, we have Horror Express. Now, this is a movie starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. It's actually the second adaptation of the short story Who Goes There, which was the basis for The Thing. The first adaptation, obviously, being The Thing from Another World, and then, of course, later on we had John Carpenter's The Thing, and the prequel to that as well. I reviewed the 50s version of The Thing earlier this month, and this, at least at the time of this recording, this very well might go out in November. I'm not 100% sure, because I am recording this in very, very late October. So, anyway, but yeah, that's Horror Express. Next up, I've had this since December of last year, but Andy pointed out that I actually hadn't shown this in a video before. It must have just slipped my mind when I got back, but we have Simpsons Season 19, which is currently the most recent Simpsons DVD release. Season 20 is already out, but that got released before 17 did. Or no, before 18 did, rather, excuse me. But yeah, there's what's underneath that slip on the back there. This one actually has a unique inner case, so it doesn't have, like, the exact same as those, like, accordion fold-out ones, but it's still got the really annoying slits that the discs go into that scratch them up. As I said, this will probably be the last Simpsons DVD that I buy. The case on the outside of this also opens up like that to have the, story from, or a plea from sanity from Matt Groening, so the little intro that he always puts. As I said in a previous Red Eye Raw, this booklet got terribly water damaged. I'm not exactly sure when it happened, to be honest, because it was fine when I got it, because I bought it new. And then I left it on a shelf, and at some point something spilled, and I don't know what that something is or when it happened, but yeah, this was horribly water damaged and is now, unfortunately fucked. Next up, we have Dario Argento's Deep Red. I've never seen this movie, but I have heard about it, and I am curious to see how it is. It's an old Italian horror movie, so I look forward to watching this as well. I've heard it's kind of a slasher movie, but I've also heard that it's a little bit different than a traditional slasher, so we'll see. But there's the disc itself. Alright, next up we have the 2006 movie Inside, which Corbin has recommended to me on numerous occasions, so I finally got around to buying it. But there's the back of the case on that. I'll probably I will do a review once I see it, obviously. And there's the disc itself. Next up we have The Apprentice. It's an old reality show. It is obviously what made Donald Trump more of a household name. This is the only season of The Apprentice that has had a DVD release. This is an old reality show where Donald Trump would have people compete to become the executive of one of his companies. Disc 3 is currently in the DVD player because I've been watching it, but yeah, there's that. Then we have these two VHS tapes. You might be wondering, why the hell does he have these blank VHS tapes? Well, these aren't blank. These are some old Takeshi game show, which I know very little about, but I am curious to see how it goes, because obviously I'm a big fan of Takeshi Kitano. And I don't know anything really about this game show. I haven't tried to Google Translate this yet, but I know it's some sort of game show recorded back in 2001, so we'll see how it turns out. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I exactly remember this arc of Dragon Ball, but I'm sure it's legitimate. Next up, we have Twin Dolls to add to my art collection, because culture is important. There's the back of the case on that. This is mostly a blind buy. I mainly bought it for the case cover art, because it's a monster hentai, so, you know. Next up, we have Never Hike Alone, which is a Friday the 13th fan film. I've actually already watched this now since buying it, and I am going to be recording a review of it. I don't know if the review or this video is going to go up first. I'm recording this particular segment of the video late at night on Halloween. It's midnight, so I guess it's technically not Halloween anymore. But yeah, very good fan film. It actually has one of the actual actors who played Tommy Jarvis in the movies as in a cameo role as Tommy Jarvis again in this. And this version of Jason was added to some sort of mobile game or something as well that's kind of official, so that's pretty cool. Next up we have Idiocracy, which is a great Mike Judge movie. So, the creator of King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, and of course Office Space as well. Actually, just watched this movie last night, and it was fucking fantastic. I've never seen it before that, so great movie. But yeah, there's the disc itself. And finally, we have Bob and Tom's Greatest Hits Volume 1. The Bob and Tom Show is my favorite radio show. I haven't watched it since Bob left the show. I know he's made a couple of reappearances since then, but I haven't watched it in a good minute. But I remember I would hear it in the car all the time when I'd go with my dad in the car in the morning, either for him to drop me off at school or on the couple of times I went to work with him, so I'd hear this from time to time. Which is actually kind of crazy he was okay with me listening to this show, because this show is really crude, but I love it. Now here's disc 1. It's actually in the case for disc 2 currently, because when I was moving my CDs around in the car radio, I put stuff in the wrong cases. Which tends to happen sometimes, because I'm very unorganized. Especially with car CDs, but yeah, there's what's behind the disc. And then, of course, disc 1 isn't in here, it's actually still in the car radio, because I'm listening to it, but I threw the Book of Mormon in here when I took it out, so that, yeah. I do plan to put all this back in the proper case, but the only time I ever really listen to CDs is in the car. So when I'm switching them around, a lot of the times I don't really pay attention to where I'm putting the CDs as long as they get put away and don't get scratched up, because again, I only really use them in the car. But yeah, that's going to do it for this collection update. This has been Fugitive Red Eye. Have a good one.
That sucked. I'm sure glad that's over with.
Nagumo, wait. What about your parents?
Don't worry. They're at a funeral.